Good. Hotel fatigue's kicking in a bit, so but nice to be up here.
Okay, good preview for the bubble of the Lions game, no?
Yeah.
Dave, just on the team, there's obviously 4 changes to the starting lineup. I mean, apart from Marcel, the guys coming in are all quite experienced. You look at Timmy, Godlin, and then also Chucky as well. Obviously, Marcel's been playing for the Stormers, so they're all good additions to the side.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think it's always nice getting or guys in from either injury or guys like you said that has been playing that's available for selection. So yeah, they'll definitely bring new energy. Chucky, it was good to see him. We've wanted to play him a few weeks ago, but unfortunately he wasn't available. So, and we know what Marcel can do. Timmy, we just had a positional shift there because Sigley is not available for selection, and then we moved Sergio back to wing. But definitely those guys are bringing, like you say, energy and experience.
Cool. I think obviously good to get the win on Saturday, but do you feel like you guys learned quite a lot that you can apply and improve on in this game?
Yeah. I think obviously, like I said after the game, and Dob also said in the press, we were happy with the win, but there's a lot of stuff to work on. But it's a good start to get some momentum, and even though it was a different pool side, getting some momentum and getting the win at Loftus. But I think definitely some good lessons learned for myself, for the team, and maybe just 1 or 2 small things we can change in preparation, also the way we think about it and the decisions we make on the field. So definitely some good lessons. We had some good discussions about that. So yeah, I'm excited for what we could have learned and hopefully applying that tomorrow and going forward in the campaign.
Yeah, obviously it was a quick start to the campaign, right? We had 1 week between, and then we were into the Currie Cup. Now you've had a game and you've been away together, so the guys feeling a bit more kind of comfortable as a group.
Yes, I definitely think so. Like Dave said, it's been a good trip so far. And although a bit of hotel fatigue, I must say I think it did us good as a group, spending a bit more time together than normally. So that was good. And like I said, obviously with a win, big one tomorrow, and if we can head back with 2 good games behind and some good lessons learned, I think it will really help us for the rest of the campaign. So excited for that.
Cool. All right, guys. Any other questions for these 2? We can go for it.
Hi guys, Stephen here. Nice to see you guys. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I've got you, Stephen. Thanks.
Okay, thanks. Ernst, a lot of people will look at the results from the weekend, and the Lions obviously took a beating against the Pumas, and say that you guys must be, I wouldn't say easy, but that you guys must be favoured to definitely to be able to beat the Lions at Ellis Park. And then just a question to Davy as well. Tim Swiel at fullback. Obviously, Tim proved himself very useful as a fly-off. So is that a bit of a, I wouldn't say a concern, but I guess it's was that kind of forced down upon you? Did you not really have any other option, really?
I think first, Stephen, I think, obviously, I think the Lions, they're going to be hurting. And obviously with the Bulls game after this weekend, I think it's just, once again, it's a very dangerous side. Desperation, Dom always says, but desperation is a very powerful, I think, motivator. So we're going to have to make sure, and we know all the years, especially the last few years, it's been tough at Ellis Park, and it always goes down to the last minute or the last play. It's definitely not going to be easy, even though some might say we're the favourites. I think we're really prepared, and we want to start well and get our systems in place to ensure that we get the most out of the game, rather than thinking that, like I said, I think they had a hard look at themselves after the loss in Nelspruit probably. We're going to make sure that we're not going to read too much in that. Make sure that we get a good start and do what we want to do in the game.
Sorry, Davy, just as part of my question also, Edwill, where does he fit in the mix? Are there a couple of wings out injured at the moment?
Yeah, no, it was unfortunately not available for selection, but he should be back in a week's time against the Sharks. So almost tying into your question, we had to shuffle a little bit. The last 2 weeks to make sure that we sort of get the best side that's available for selection on the field. Even guys like Zasi and small-legged Tristan Late is coming back at some stage. This is the position where we were for selection, and I think it's the best team we can select for this game. I know Timmy's favourite at fly-off, that's his position, but actually if you look at our games and how we're playing at the moment, the 10 and 15 role is quite similar. Same way Damien Williamson played for us, so the way we want to play is those guys are quite involved as first receivers. So it's actually nice to have almost 2 fly-offs on the field.
Davy, hi there, it's Leighton. Just in terms of having 2 games so close to each other, and then this is a midweek game, next week you'll have another midweek game. Does that throw your planning a bit off, or how do you plan around these Wednesday games? Because usually you'd have set days of training. Do you just shift that on in the week, or how does that work?
Leighton, it's almost like you forget about the days in the week, so you see it as a 3-day turnaround or 7-day turnaround. So we have to adjust on what time we have available to prepare, and we almost work back from there. So we knew this was going to be a trip. I felt we saw this as a 2-game with a short turnaround. So our prep was going into the Bulls game, actually prepping for both games, so and mostly looking at ourselves. Didn't overanalyze what the Bulls will do, and same with the Lions. We're looking at where we are as a squad and what we want to improve on, especially early days of a tournament. You want to get our combinations going, our style of play going, and then planning for that Sharks week, Sharks game. Again, a midweek, we'll just have to shift 1 or 2 days around, but the prep will probably stay the same, so that we can give the guys on Sunday off. Where Sunday would have normally in a normal week would have been our Wednesdays, which would have been a training day.
Ernst, you guys seem to be quite a team that wins games away from home is always a good sign. Obviously, you guys seem to be quite a tough side mentally. Would you say that is the case? I mean, looking back from as an outsider, it seems you've got that ability to grind out away from home.
Yeah. Obviously, we would like to improve going forward the home record, but obviously it's good to know that.
Sorry, can you guys still hear me?
Yes, you got your feelings.
No, obviously, like I mentioned, it's good to know that you can win some games away from home. But obviously, we'd like to build on that home record going forward in the competition. But it is good to know and to have the confidence that we know we can come up here, especially up to the Highveld, and we can grind out and we can play for 80 minutes and hopefully get the win. I think also looking at the previous competitions, sort of obviously there's some new faces in the squad, but it's very the same and our systems are the same. I think, mentally we're good, but not necessarily where we want to be. We really want to make sure that when we sort of have a lead in the game or we're going quite well, to make sure that we keep that. I think one of our work-ons has been for the last few games where we sort of let teams back, and then we make it quite difficult for ourselves in the last 5 or 10 minutes, and we really have to grind it out. But mentally, obviously, that strengthens you, and we'll hopefully keep on building with it.
Aaron's just on the Bulls game and stuff that Dobbo wanted you guys to fix like being a bit more patient, especially if you look at the opening minutes of that Bulls game where you guys had ample of the ball, but just that second last pass that was hurried and you lost the ball. Did you have enough time firstly to work on it, or is it just something that you guys spoke about so that you can have it in order come tomorrow's game?
Yeah, no, I think obviously we didn't have excess time, but I think we definitely spoke about it. We went through it, and I think most importantly, there's better understanding of what we want to do and the plans and what we have in place, especially against certain teams, depending on who the opposition is. So I think, and especially we want to play exciting brand of rugby, but also with that, we don't want to make life unnecessarily difficult for ourselves. So we want to play clever. I think we had some good discussions, and like I said, mainly Everyone, I believe, has a better understanding now of exactly what we want to do and why we want to do that. Obviously, not that much time on the field, but one or two things looked at there also. So I think, hopefully going forward, we'll improve on that. I think, like Dave mentioned earlier, focusing on ourselves a lot and making sure that we're improving as a team.
For you again, Erens, just on the Lions loose trio, they were quite good in a losing battle against the Pumas this past Friday. What do you expect from them? And then also some guys returning to the team, strengthening the Lions in certain places. So for your
Yeah, I think obviously the loose trio, like you said, they were pretty good last weekend against the Pumas. I think one or two youngsters there. Obviously, Chichuka's been going well throughout the season. But I think, mainly for us, obviously we will respect them and know that they are young and they are hardworking. But for us, I think we're focusing a bit more on ourselves, not looking too much into who we're playing. Also seeing the team that they put out, there are one or two guys back into their team, which strengthens them. But I think once again, we also getting one or two guys back and sort of focusing on ourselves a bit more, rather than focusing too much on their team and especially their personnel.
Any other questions, guys?
Hi, just one for me, Mark, please. Davi, there are two potential debutants from the bench, Jason Alexander and David Marais, if I'm not mistaken. Could you share a bit of light on what we could expect from them going forward?
Yeah, I mean, probably you guys would have seen Jason in the Varsity Cup playing for UWC. So he's
welcome.
He's a guy that's also come through our junior systems, which we are excited about. And then David Marais, a tough little loose forward that gets through a lot of work. So so I think he's been unfortunate with one or two injuries previously. So and he's played one or two senior games for us in warm up a year or two ago. So we know what to expect from him. But Jason, good ball carrier. He can get around the park. So he's quite. He does well with ball in hand. And then David Marais is a really hard worker and he's good on the ground.
Davi, just on that, shifting Sazi back to tight head prop on the bench. Is that a direct result of lineouts in the last 10 minutes not going to what you wanted against the Bulls, and then also maybe just having him focus on one specific position?
Yeah, I mean, it's exactly what you said there. I think that the lineouts at the depth of that game against the Bulls wasn't great. That's how we allowed them to get that bonus point try, which was not part of the plan. But I also think it's a bit of a combination there with calling and helping him out because he's quite inexperienced in that position. Like I said, we want him to focus on one position. He's been great at tight head. We're excited about him. In that position, but there is probably a possibility going forward that he can cover you a position in Ruka. So we'll keep working on his throwing and so that aspect of his game is in place. But for now, we're focusing to bring him through as a tight head.